You're watching iRacing on the Ghostfire Media Network.
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting night of IVRL Buttkicker Racing on the Ghostfire Media Network. It's me, Randy Pepper, alongside my good friend Nick Adams, and I'm glad to be back. How about it, Nick? You happy?
Oh, Randy, I am glad you're back this week, my friend. Last week, I'm not gonna lie, last week was really fun. I enjoy Charlotte Motor Speedway. 300 miles was awesome, but by myself, it wasn't any fun. But I will admit that I had less technical difficulties when you weren't.
Spring problems. I'm sorry, my friend. I'm very sorry.
You know, honestly, at this point, it is what it is. We've had the issues that we've had tonight, but we're here, we're live, and we're getting ready to do 55 laps at, I wouldn't call my favorite road course, but it's a classic road course. NASCAR's been coming here for upwards of 35 years, I think it is now.
Yeah, right around there.
To the time when it was called Sears Point.
Yep.
Dale Earnhardt's won here. Mark Martin's
Tim
won
Richmond.
here. Jeff Gordon, Rusty Wallace, Kevin Harvick, Martin Truex, Kyle Busch, Jimmy Johnson. Some of the best of the best have won at Sonoma. Tony Stewart dominated here. Robbie Gordon, I believe this is where Robbie Gordon got one of his own career wins.
Yes, absolutely.
The domination, we've seen people like Danica Patrick and Juan Pablo Montoya run fantastic here. This is a track that brings out the driver in you. It's not an easy road course by any means of the imagination. It's technically only a 12-turn road course. It really has 17 corners.
Yeah. I will tell you what, this is going to be one of those tracks that everybody is going to be frustrated at. Just watching people like Adam Wood, Harvey Abrams, these guys are having the worst time getting around this track. It's just going to be terrible for a lot of these guys.
Yeah, we're going to see a lot of issues tonight as the night goes along. But you're also going to see a lot of fun. I mean, there's a lot of people say that you can't go fast around here, but that's just a blatant lie. There are people who go really fast around here, and you know, yes, there's only one section of the racetrack where you get fourth gear, and you only get it for about 5 or 6 seconds.
Yeah,
but
it's not long at all.
The best road courses don't need fourth gear. The best road courses need open corners where you can make moves. And there's not a section on this racetrack here at Sonoma where you cannot throw it up the inside and try to make a pass. Every corner is a passing zone. Up the hill into up the hill into 2, through 3A into 3B, down the hill into turn 4. There is no place on this track where you can't make a pass, and the best place to make a pass is the carousel.
Yeah, if you can get woed down enough to get enough momentum to go through it, yeah, sure, you can pass.
There's 2 or 3 different ways to make a pass going into the carousel at Sonoma. You can either throw it off in there and hope to God that it sticks. You can brake early, accelerate late, or you can brake late and accelerate really early. Hold on. No, You can brake really late and accelerate really late, or brake really early and accelerate very early, about a third of the way through the corner instead of when you get all the way around that corner. And some people think that's the fastest way. Some people think it's not. I mean, we're going to find out. We have 55 laps of action here tonight. But really quick, before we get into qualifying, since these guys are going to take like 2 minutes, we're going to take a quick look at the updated points going into tonight's race at Sonoma for the playoffs. Hold on, where is it? I downloaded it. Where did it go? Give me 2 seconds, folks, and we'll have the point standings. You'll hear throughout the night tonight, the night that I have had, and you will understand. There we go. Obviously, Joseph Causey, Greg Holt, Brandon Massey, Will Cannon, Adam Wood, all locked into the playoffs. Joseph Causey going for win number 10 here tonight. Patrick Gaspar, I would say, is pretty comfortably locked into the playoffs, being almost 200 points ahead of 16th. But the cutoff area right there, Josh Gathright, Christian Converse, Joey McKinney, and then Derek Schilling, Brandon Key, Tyler Walden sitting on the outside. I really think Brandon Key is the surprise there, Randy, that's sitting on the outside of the top 16.
Yeah, absolutely. He is a surprise so far. You know, you never know. I mean, we've still got a lot of races to go. A lot of things can change. Nothing is a surprise at this point, so we'll see.
That's very true. I mean, anything is going to happen through these next 10 races. But we're really going to see. I mean, next week we got our All-Star race at Nashville, which is going to be super, super, super fun. I can't wait for that. And then we go back to, racing again, and we have another road course in a few weeks. So it's going to be fun.
Boy. You know me. I'm not a big road course fan. I don't know. I don't like to go right, go left.
About the style of racing, it suits me very well as a driver. Road course racing does, and it also suits me very well as a spectator. I just enjoy it. So when we come to tracks like this,
I like watching it on TV, and I like watching with these guys too. It's just a little harder for me to call the action, I think, than some of the other tracks. Maybe it's just because my brought up environment of working at a short track for many years, and this is not a short track. Even though I did call races at Daytona National Speedway for the IMSA Exxon Series, but even that was hard. So
yeah, it's a tough track. Sonoma is one of the tough ones to fall in love with. I'm not going to disagree with you. We can have races here at Sonoma that are really just boring as hell, or you can have the most interesting races of all time that you've seen at Sonoma. I mean, you can go.
AJ Allmendinger had one of the greatest races here I think I've ever seen. He came back and won the race in the last or second to last lap around the track.
Yeah, I mean, Tony Stewart, Denny Hamlin in Tony's farewell season, going off into the carousel. I mean,
yep,
that was a little bit dirty, throwing him off in there. You drove through him, but hell, I mean, that was smoke. That's who he was.
Yep.
So you kind of expected it. He wasn't down and out. As you see Patrick Gaspar throwing his first lap here in qualifying, a 1:40.97. I don't know if Mr. Gaspar is going to try for a second lap. We'll see.
Looks like he is.
Looks like he is, yeah. It looks like he's still pushing it. Yeah, he's sideways coming over the hill in 3A, going into 3B. So down the hill he comes towards turn 4, which is this right-hander here. It's a long, sweeping right-hander. Up the hill now towards turn 5. Going to take that hard left down a gear over the apex. Now in the corner, it's a really long, sweeping left-hander now. Up the hill back towards turn 6. Then that is that double apex into turn 7. It's the long one here. So into turn 6. You come all the way out to the wall, come hard in, go all the way to the yellow line, and then back to turn 7 there. Now down through the S-curves. For some reason, NASCAR counts this as one corner. I count this as turns 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12.
Me too.
it makes no sense to me why IndyCar counts as 11 as 8 through 11. Why NASCAR counts this as just one corner, I'll never understand. But you come through turn 10 into turn 11, now down towards turn 12, which is your carousel. And you're going to get hard on the binders at the first cone, into the carousel, all the way, tight around there, hard on the throttle on the exit, once the car is straight. That's the key, though. Into turn 13, and that's a lap around Sonoma, and it's a quick lap. This is going to be a relatively fast race. I give this will be less than an hour and a half.
Don't believe so. I think it's going to be a little longer than
And
that.
a minute and 40 times 55 should be about an hour and a half, 3/4 of an hour. So an hour and 3/4 maybe.
Yeah.
But we have a Randy. Do you know we have a road course ringer here tonight? I have never seen Michael Fleas before. Have you?
No, I have not either.
Let's see if I can learn a little bit about Michael Fleas. Let's see if his driver details are updated here. I know Michael Fleas is going to be the unknown aspect tonight. If anybody in the
unknown
comments,
driver.
yeah, if anybody in the comments knows anything about Michael Fleas, go ahead and let us know. We'll be glad to listen.
Yeah, we'd like to know right now. Somebody let us know who he is and all that good fun stuff.
Yeah, where he's from, what he does, his favorite NASCAR driver, all that fun. But yeah, Michael is sitting pretty in 5th right now. He's 6 seconds off the pace, though. So. But that's probably about where you're going to see the middle of the pack tonight. It's about 4 or 5 seconds off the pace. We got like a 3 or 4 horse race up front.
Joseph Causey has not gone out, I don't believe.
Joseph Causey is exiting 11 down into 12 now. Going down towards the left-hander turn for 13. I can't say any words today, Randy. So, while we watch Joseph Causey drive around this racetrack, Randy Pepper, you think the viewers want to hear about my day?
Sure. Just go ahead and explain to them what has actually been going on behind the scenes, so they understand what kind of pressure this whole broadcast brings upon you.
So, I usually set up about an hour before the broadcast to get really all done. But I took the dog for a walk today because everything has been pretty smooth the last month and a half or so. I haven't had anything go wrong. That was my first mistake. So I sit down about 40 minutes ago ready for this, and I go to open iRacing, and iRacing is corrupt. So I had to reinstall iRacing. So I do that. Then I open OBS, and OBS needed to be reinstalled. And
Which is a thing that we need.
Yeah,
Most people don't know what OBS is, but it's something that we definitely need.
It's how you're watching the broadcast.
Yes.
Without that, I don't do the broadcast. So I had to reinstall OBS and reset up OBS before the broadcast. All of my Ghostfire Media stuff was deleted. All of my scenes, all of my photos, everything was gone. And then my photos weren't in my on my hard drive anymore. They were just gone. So I had to re-download all those from our Google Drive, and then I tried to get the broadcast started, and it wouldn't send data to any of our streaming platforms. So I finally got it to send to Facebook and YouTube, and I think it's finally sent to Twitch. So that was its own special thing. It has just been help. We're not on the podcast. It has been a
Shish kebab?
It's been a shish kebab of a night, that's for sure. I had to, FCC myself there for a second. I forgot we weren't on the podcast.
Yeah, we're not on the podcast.
I almost let some 4-letter words fly. Oh, there goes Harvey Abrams, who was on a fast lap there. He had set a Sector 1 and Sector 2 faster than he had in practice. Came out of turn 12 there into 13. He got loose out of the carousel. And he almost went around. And he actually ran a 146.66, so it's still faster than Adam Wood.
Yeah. Adam's not having a good night. And as I stutter, Harvey hasn't had a very good night practicing either.
No, we've had a lot of guys who went out for their qualifying laps and just didn't make it. So So we're going to have a lot of guys tonight who are starting the race who just didn't qualify. As we're getting ready here to go to the grid. Randy Pepper, you were gone last week, so you can go ahead and read us the grid, good sir.
If hopefully it's correct.
It should be. It should be.
I hope so.
We're not
All right,
doing
so
a
I have.
warm-up, so.
All right, so on the pole tonight, it's going to be Joseph Causey will be on the inside. His outside is going to be the number 86, Patrick Gaspar, with a great qualifying effort on the outside of our points leader. Row 2 is being Christian Converse making his return, the number 90, and Nicholas Weatherby in the 23. Row 3, it's going to be Charles Garrick and the 79, Harvey Abrams. Row 4 is Michael Flees and Adam Wood in the 45. Row 5 is Ryan Cliver and Ira Kohlhaas in the 29. Row 6 is Cody McKinney in the 14 and Brandon Massey in the 65. Making up the rest of the field is Tom Schuett in the 37 and the 28 of Bob Carroll, and lining up dead last night is Derek Schilling.
Randy, while I go get myself a drink, how about you tell the folks at home about your night or your day?
Great. Oh, yeah.
Because your day
Mine was definitely
sounded just as fun as mine.
Oh, mine was not that bad. So, folks, I do own the Guitar Attic in beautiful Daytona Beach. Not so beautiful Daytona Beach, but let's just say I was trying to get some T-shirts made for the people, and unfortunately, the vinyl cutter did not want to cut today. So that was my exciting day. So, anyways, we're gonna have a great race tonight, folks. You want to stick around. This is gonna be a lot of fun. I believe you're gonna see a lot of guys off in the dirt quite a bit tonight. I don't think anybody's going to escape the dirt tonight. We'll see, as these 15 drivers will make their way around Sanoma Raceway. To think outside the oval track, as they call it, but you know, it's a road course. I think you have to think outside the box all the time in this one. So we see some new cars or some different paint schemes tonight. Joseph Causey in that red and black car. So I was not here last week, so some of these cars may have been raced last week, and I just didn't see them, but I don't believe so. And Patrick Gaspar's car almost looks like he's got a little bit of a Van Halen thing going on there. He's got some stripes going this way, a little black and a little red this way. So, and I do see there is a Walmart car. The 23 of Nicholas Weatherby is running a Walmart scheme. Might be his favorite place to go to shop. Anyways, we're going to go around here, making their way around the track here in sunny California, wine country. This is where a lot of people like to come and get their wine. I do know that Mr. C, Richard Childress, has a wine place here nearby, or a vineyard, as they call it. So,
You said Walmart, right?
I said Walmart. We have a Walmart car tonight.
Did you
the
hear
23.
about Walmart returning to NASCAR?
I did not.
So Walmart's returning to NASCAR.
Wow.
Which is massive.
That's huge. And I mean, they've been trying that for years. I
that's
remember when
millions.
Chase Elliott was trying to have them on his car.
Millions and millions of dollars.
Yes. Well,
That's huge.
they've upped their pay. That's huge. They upped their pay. So they're upping their pay and their
It's in
sponsorship money.
connection with the COVID-19 shots.
Maybe so. Maybe they got a kickback from that. I don't know.
Well, that's what the
Pace
sponsors
car
do.
has pulled off. We're going to go green flag racing here in just a few seconds here, as Joseph Causey on the pole tonight. Here they come to the line. Stacking them up 2 by 2. Causey and Gaspar in the front row. The green flag is out as Causey gets a great start, jumps out just by a half a car length. He goes across the stripe into turn number 1. And Patrick Gaspar dives to the inside, going to go run down their turn 2 and 3. Here they go off the turn, and it looks like Patrick Gaspar will not get the lead off the start, as now it looks like Christian Converse is right on his back bumper as they go through the little chicane here.
Up the hill in 3A and 3B right there, Randy Pepper, and that's a heck of a move by Joseph Causey being able to hold the lead.
It definitely is. That was an awesome move. My track map did not print out. Trouble complete continues tonight, sorry.
It's one of those nights. It's just one of those nights.
It is. It's just one of those nights. And so Field makes her way.
Oh, we got a spinner!
Oh!
Charles Yerrick is around. Tom Schuett's involved. Oh,
Quite just
man.
like that.
Charles Yerrick is in the wall hard. Tom Schuett's around. Charles Yerrick is around again here as he tries to get going. Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, man. We need better camera angles here.
I'll tell you what, the only one safe is once again Joseph Causey, because he's about 17 car lengths out front right now.
Yeah, we will take a look here in a second. We just want to see the battle for second, see if there's any. Oh, Christian Converse knocked the cone away. But Joseph Causey, once again, has put a 2-second lead on second place. So Joseph Causey comes in here tonight being the road course ace of the IVRL, and it looks like that's nothing's changed.
No, nothing has changed at all.
Oh, Ira Kohlhaas has crashed.
I think we're going to hear a lot of this. A lot of guys are crashing because it's an unforgiving track. And once you get behind a little bit, you start getting a little frustrated. You want to catch up to that guy in front of you, and you just can't get anything going. And that's what's happening already.
We'll take a look and see what happened with Charles Garrett here. Starting with Harvey Abrams. It comes down the hill. The 4. Off the hill with the 5. They come to the apex of 5. Hit those couple of bumps. And on the exit, he just lost it on power. Oh. Man, oh man, that stunk. And we'll take a look and see what happened to Tom Schuett.
Yeah, sure, it's not having a good night at all.
Tom Schuett down the hill, right behind the incident in front of him. Tom gets in a little hot, goes over the bumps on the outside. And those bumps on the outside of the track, yeah, those bumps on the outside of the track, those cause an issue. That's where it goes for him. That's where it went wrong.
It's going to be a long night for a lot of these guys. Because once the trouble starts early on, it just makes it frustrating as you're trying to catch up to the other guys. The one thing you can say is that you probably won't get lapped. But, you know, there is that chance. But
if you made a mistake early on, just survive
and
until
Stewart's
stage
off the
1.
track again.
Oh,
Stewart's
no.
off the wall.
Oh,
yeah,
no.
Stewart was just in the wall, and he's still trying to correct it.
Oh, man. Let's look at Tom Schuett, see what happened here. Coming through the S-curves. Oh, he got in the brakes. It just wouldn't turn. He must have front-end damage. It was actually strange for it to do that.
Let's check out and see if he does have.
He doesn't look to have any front-end damage from this angle, so I think he might have just gotten the brakes a little too much. Locked the binders up.
Yeah, he has no front-end damage from what I'm seeing. That's amazing. I guess he got those tires and it didn't hurt it that bad.
We have Brandon Massey and Ryan Cleaver fighting for 8th and 9th at the moment. And Brandon Massey in the number 65. I can't tell what that is on his hood. I know it has to do with Mountain Dew since he's sponsored by Mountain Dew. No, it doesn't. It's Buckshot.
Buckshot Tools? I think that's what it says, Buckshot Tools, yeah.
I've never heard of them. I'm going to have to look them up. You see that? Oh, Tom Schuett's off the track again, and Michael Fleece is involved this time.
Boy. And you know, you were talking about Michael Fleece. Is this guy
Brandon Massey! One of those moments coming through turn 11.
I don't think Fleece is a ringer, dude.
No, I think
if he is, he's fired.
Yes. Nothing against you, Michael, but we have to pick on somebody.
Yeah, exactly. You're the lucky guy tonight. Because we're definitely not going to pick on Joseph Causey because he's he's about over a second.
He's actually losing time to Gaspar, which is interesting. He lost a whole second last lap, and he's losing more time now.
Yes, what is going on there? Is he saving tires?
But we're taking a look, and he's lost a lot of time to Patrick Gaspar.
Although he's separated himself quite a bit from Kristen Converse. And they were right together as well, and he's kind of pulled away, he just ran away from Kristen Converse, who's running third. So yeah, it looks like Patrick Gaspar is either getting a lot faster or Joseph Causey is missing some turns here, as Adam Wood has just missed a turn. And that allowed Brandon Massey to go around Adam Wood.
Me and Adam almost swapped spots tonight. I almost signed in for him and raced for him.
It would have been Adam Wood up here in the booth with me tonight, huh?
You almost did. Oh, I'm Nick Adams. You sound like Adam Wood. No, I'm Nick.
Yeah. Well, yeah. It would have had a great race. I think Nick's doing a great job. Or Adam.
I probably would have finished fifth.
Oh, boy. Well, Adam's running 8th right now. He's still hanging on back there.
We're watching the battle for that lead right now. It's definitely interesting. It's the best battle on the track, which is why we're focusing on it.
Yeah.
So 7 to go in stage 1.
Patrick Gaspar right there behind Joseph Causey.
Yeah, he gets through sector 2 of this track way better than Causey. So, folks, if you're wondering which sector is which here tonight, I go off the FIA way of doing the sectors. So, sector 1 is going to be your uphill section. So, it's going to be turn 1 all the way through turn 5. And then sector 2 will be turn 5 through the S-curves. And then sector 3 would be the next to last corner, the carousel, and turn 12. So when you hear me reference those areas of the track, you'll know kind of where drivers are gaining and losing time. Causey's losing time in sector 2, but gaining it back in sector 3. So there's definitely some time to be gained by Gaspar if he can get a little bit faster in that second half of the track. I mean, the last part of the track. But it's going to be interesting to watch and see what happens here.
I don't think he's going to need that. He's so much faster in the other area that I think he'll be able to get around him sooner or later.
Yeah, he got way faster than him on the uphill section of the track there as we're coming now into turn 4, up the hill to 5 here, which is a downhill left into 6 and 7. We're going to keep an eye on this. Patrick Gaspar might make the Yeah, he might make the move here. Causey's all over the track, down through 5. This is going to be a drag race into 6 this time. Oh, Gaspar on the throttle almost got sideways.
And he's trying to set him up.
I thought he was going to make a move that Daniel Ricciardo would be proud of off into 6. But no, into 7, which is the old, and I mean old Sears Point right-hand corner. That's that part of the racetrack, Randy Pepper, I don't think for NASCAR has been used since before this section, probably 96, 97.
It's been a while.
It's been a long time, and they've been talking about bringing NASCAR to the IndyCar version of this circuit, which is the longer boot version on the well, not the boot, but the high-speed version on the outside, which would be interesting. A long straightaway down into the carousel for a Cup Series car would be an interesting experience.
I really thought Patrick Gaspar would have already got around.
Yeah.
And by now,
I did too.
He's trying now. He's really. I mean, he's. You can see where he's trying to set up Causey. he'll run outside, he'll run inside, and try to make Joseph think he's going to go this side, that side. But he's got to get a little closer before he does that.
Yeah, there's a few things he needs to do a little bit better before he can make that decision as the clouds roll in here in Southern California. Through turn 4 now, up the hill towards turn 5 to the downhill section where Causey made a mistake last time. Will he do the same thing this time? He won't. He'll keep it right up against that yellow line, but Gaspar go out wide, which will give him the speed advantage towards turn 6. This is going to be maybe no. Causey got a better exit out of 5 into 6. And now into 6, the right-hander, now down to 7. Man, oh man, now Gaspar might have heated up those tires a little bit too much. That might be Causey's time to drive away. He might have, the heat might be in those tires just way too much, and that might cost him an opportunity to really make a battle here, because he's lost over almost a second and a half this lap. So yeah, that battle is effectively over. So all the time that Gaspar had gained, he has now lost all that time in the second section of the racetrack where he was way faster than Causey.
Definitely has.
This has now become way more interesting and entertaining of a battle as we watch Causey pull away from Gaspar. We'll go back in the pack, though, as we have a battle for the 10th position. Ira Kohlhaas made a mistake early in the race, was out of the points. He's trying to get back in the points for stage 1, and to do that, he's going to have to pass the 87 of Derek Shea. Never mind, Adam Wood's off the track. Adam Wood doing donuts. Adam Wood was an 8th. He was holding that position from Ira Kohlhaas, but now Ira Kohlhaas is in the points. But now Ira would like to get up to 9th in stage 1.
He's trying. He's going to look down to that inside of that turn. He's going to try to make the move. He does not. He'll have to back off and let him go through the turn.
Did you just call it the turn?
Well, I can't really tell. Is that 11
That's
or 12?
That's the carousel.
Carousel, as you call it.
We don't call that by a name. That's just the carousel.
I'm looking. Actually, I have my track map, and according to my track map, there is no carousel listed on here.
That's what everybody calls it. I think that's technically turn. To NASCAR, that might be like turn 9, because they only say this track has like 11 turns.
Yeah, actually that would be 8, 9.
Because they technically what we're watching Ira go through right now is they both lock up there for 9th. Ira Kohlhaas to the inside of Derek Schilling. Right now, technically Ira's going up to 4A. I just call this 4, but they call this 4A, and then he comes down the hill in 4B. Which doesn't make sense because they're not connected corners. So this should be turn 5 into turn 6, which then goes to turn 7.
According to NASCAR, there is no 5, there is no 6. It automatically goes from 4 to 7.
Yeah,
if you can believe that.
Well, they don't pick out those corners and specify them. They just say this is where 4 is, then this is where 7 is. So you have to kind of like make up your own mind on where 5 and 6 is. The way NASCAR maps this track doesn't make any sense.
No, it doesn't. It does not. I'm looking at the map
there should be technically, from a racing standpoint, there's 15 apexes on the track, which means there's 15 corners.
12 according to NASCAR.
Yeah, there's 15. Oh, Ira Kohlhaas deep into the carousel, into the tire barrier.
Oh, Ira, why did you do that, buddy?
Tire barrier right there that he just hit, now it gives us a reason to talk about it. That tire barrier has seen guys like Tony Stewart up on top of it, Brian Vickers, Jeff Gordon's been on top of that tire barrier, Dale Jr.'s been inside that tire barrier, the late great Dale Earnhardt was inside that tire barrier at one time. Kyle Petty has crashed in that tire barrier. I shouldn't mention Kyle Petty in the same breath as any of those guys, but Kyle Petty was involved in a crash in that area of the track. Michael Waltrip has been upside down on top of those tire barriers. Those things are dangerous.
What's the deal with Kyle Petty?
I can't stand him.
What's your problem with him?
Talentless, egotistical.
You know, the other night when you were racing at Well, when you were
Oh,
racing,
Ira! Look at the
Ira got loose
save!
again. You were racing in the TNT division the other night. I got a text as we were racing from a guy by the name of Butch Mock. Butch was asking me where I was at, and do you know the history between Butch Mock and Kyle Petty?
No, but please tell me Butch Mock punched him in the face.
No.
Damn.
Butch Mock gave him his first car that he won an actual NASCAR race in.
It's a shame. Should've
I
punched
did
him in
not
the
know
face.
that, and Butch had told me that, and then I asked Kyle Pettit, and Kyle said, "Yeah, I remember that."
See,
Kyle really,
I don't have anything against Kyle Petty as a human being. I think what he does with the Victory Junction Gang Camp and in the name of his son and all that is fantastic work. His wife is an angel for dealing with him.
yeah, she's
But
she's a very pretty lady.
Him
yeah,
in
as well.
general, in his opinion, like he's just the things that come out of his mouth about other race car drivers who have more talent in their left hand than he does his entire body just aggravates me. Like when Wally Dallenbach used to call races, Wally knew where his talent level ended. So Wally would never talk trash about drivers who have won championships and know what to do, better than he does. Kyle Petty couldn't drive an Indy car around a racetrack without going into the wall at 200 miles an hour. I'll put $1 million on that.
No, I think Kyle really would agree with you in real life.
And Kyle, from the second Danica Patrick got in this sport, he didn't give her a chance.
No, he did not.
And whether you like Danica Patrick or not, what she did for NASCAR is undeniable. The amount of money that woman made for the sport that at the time was dying was much needed and very important to the success of Stewart-Haas. Because without Danica Patrick's money she brings in, Kevin Harvick doesn't go to Stewart-Haas and stay there and win championships. He just doesn't because they don't have the money.
Absolutely, that's true. Very true.
Just the same thing with
correct in that.
HMS. I mean, HMS bankrolled Jimmy Johnson's last couple of championships on the back end of Dale Jr. Without Dale Jr., HMS doesn't have the extra money to be able to build 4 cars that can win races every week. Just like now, without Chase Elliott and Kyle Larson. Actually, they have an unbelievable marketing team over at HMS now with those 4 drivers. You cannot not make money with those 4 guys. But
Yeah.
when they had, like, Jimmy was winning all the championships, they had Jeff Gordon and they had Brian Vickers and they had Kyle Busch. You could market around those guys. And then when Kyle left and then Brian left and you brought in Casey Mears, you couldn't really market around Casey Mears. So you're marketing around Jeff and Jimmy, but you can't sell sponsorship on Casey Mears' car for the same level of money you can sell it on Dale Jr.'s car.
No.
So, whatever you think about those two people, like Junior and Danica, the monetary value they bring to the sport is immense, especially for a sport that was going through a huge financial problem for probably the better part of the last 20 years.
True. True. Very true.
And
It
when
was a
Kyle decided
down
to open
period.
his mouth and just talk straight down about Danica, it hurts the ability for them to sell tickets and shirts and all that other stuff. Because why would anybody... Because he has the last name Petty, so what he says obviously has to be true, right? That's
not
how people,
necessarily,
but that's
my
how
friend,
people
not
think.
necessarily. Yeah.
They hear the
well,
name Petty. It's like when Dale Jr. says something. He has the last name Earnhardt. If you don't know NASCAR, because he has the last name Earnhardt, you listen to what he says. People don't form their own opinions. They listen to what the most historic names in the sport say. So
yeah.
if Kyle says
that's
it,
everything.
if Kyle says it, people think it might have come from Richard. So if Richard says it, it has to be true.
Maybe Richard did say it.
Well, Richard has said some stupid things in his past as well, but I'm not gonna attack the king. I like the king. I don't think he would have won 200 races if he ran with guys with more talent and more money, but that's a whole nother conversation for a whole nother day. But he is definitely by far
I think he should have had Joseph Causey in the car.
the 4th best race car driver in the history of the sport.
You think? Oh, so you think Petty was the 4th best
Yeah.
driver in NASCAR? Who was number 1?
You really have to look at it, and no matter how you think about it, what Dale Earnhardt did in a car, against the guys that he did it against in that era makes him the best race car driver of all time. But then you have to look at Jimmy and what Jimmy did in that era against all the guys with all this talent.
Hey, they come into the stage there by the way.
Yeah, well, we killed time. That's what we do. Stage
we
one
killed time.
is complete, and Joseph Causey continues his winning streak of stages at road courses and wins another one.
4 seconds ahead of Patrick Gaspar, who almost at one point passed him.
Yeah.
And it was another 9 seconds back, or another, it was 6 seconds back to Christian Converse. So, wow. This is going to be a long night, folks.
It's going to be. And you're going to hear more conversation about Richard Petty and who's the best and who's not, because we have to kill time. That's what we do here. That's why you keep watching. But before these guys pit, we're going to go ahead and we're going to step away. Hear from our sponsor, the Guitar Addict, here on the Ghostfire Media Network.
Hi, I'm Randy from the Guitar Addict. Can we be serious for a second? Are you tired of being a loser? Can't do anything right? Feel like everyone's coming down on you all the time? Well, there's a way out. And I'm going to show you. Hey Mom, look what I learned. That's right. Pick up a guitar, learn how to play guitar. Automatically you're going to become a chick magnet. The ladies are going to love you. Your kids are going to think you're cool. So what you need to do is come down here to the Guitar Addict, 1672.5 Ridgewood Avenue in Daytona Beach, Florida, or go on guitaraddict.com and buy yourself a guitar and automatically be the star of your neighborhood. That's guitaraddict.com.
And ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the IVRL Buttkicker Cup Series. You join us as the gents pull down off the racetrack. Sorry, I'm going through puberty here with my voice crack. They pull off the racetrack down pit row. Joseph Causey's going to lead them down. Randy, 4 tires, fuel. There's not a lot of strategy to talk about here.
No, it's just going to go in, get the car serviced, and get back out on the track. That's all there is to do. There's no rocket scientist stuff about this tonight.
No, it's not. The race is too long. The stages are placed perfectly. You don't have to pit during stage 1 and 2. The final stage of the race, you might see some strategy, but right now there won't be any strategy. It'll be 4 tires.
If it runs like this, the way Causey's running, and even Patrick Gaspar, some of these guys behind them are
Wow. Patrick Gaspar.
Took 2.
No, Patrick Gaspar's all the way back to 4th. He's still in his stall. He had some damage.
Oh, he did.
He's still in his stall. He's going to come out 4th, now maybe 5th. Oh, man. This has changed. We're still looking at the pit row exit. We're waiting to see Patrick Gaspar come out. Here comes Brandon Massey.
He comes in front of him.
Here comes Charles Urich. Here we go. Patrick Gaspar comes out 5th.
He came out behind Brandon Massey.
Wow. Wow.
Well, you know what? I'm glad that he did that, because now it's going to make things a lot more interesting, watching him try to slice and dice through the guys that are slower than him.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. But as we wait for the pace car to do all this, Randy, do you want to hear the other 2 guys on my list?
Yeah, give me your other 2 guys.
Okay, so first I said Dale Earnhardt.
Right.
Second, you have to look at Jimmy Johnson for what he did in the era he was there with all these great talents around him. And then third best all time, I'm probably going to hit a nerve with this one, because there's a lot of people who don't believe he is as good as everybody says he was. But Mark Martin, by far the greatest driver in the history of the sport to never win a championship.
And that's exactly what you're going to say. The guy that never won a championship. And you want my top 5 or 4?
Well, if we want to go top 5, my 5th is Jeff Gordon. And his facts stand on their own. You don't even have to talk about him. Everybody knows who he is and what he did.
Okay, here's my top 4. I'll just give you 4. 4, I'm going the exact opposite of you. I'm going Jeff Gordon, number 1. Number 2, Dale Earnhardt. Number 3, I'm going to go with Richard Petty. And number 4, I'm actually going to go with Jimmy Johnson, then Earnhardt.
So
I'm putting
Gordon, Petty, Johnson, Earnhardt.
Yeah, Petty and wait, yeah, exactly.
I mean, honestly, like we were saying off the air, together, that topic is always, you're never going to agree on it, and the reason is because it's always going to be. It's kind of like talking about the football one, right? Where who's the greatest football player of all time? It depends on the era you watched.
Exactly.
And if you've watched them all, as you get older, you always say, well, it's not nearly as good as it was when I was a kid. So, if you watched in the 90s, and that was when you started, or you worked for NASCAR in the 90s, and that was when you really started to love it, then you're obviously going to pick somebody from the 90s. And you could go one of 2 ways. Actually, technically in the 90s, you can go one of 4 ways. You could go Earnhardt, you could go Petty, you could go Gordon. Hell, you could even bring in, like I said, Mark Martin. You could bring him into the conversation. Winning a championship isn't what makes you the greatest of all time. It's on and off track, but I agree.
But Mark didn't win that many races either, compared to that.
But Mark didn't win nearly as many races as those 4, but that's why he wasn't number 1. He's in the top 5, and the only reason I think he's above Jeff is because I think Jeff had the advantage of Ray Evernham, and obviously that is the most key part. I mean,
but you got to remember though that
he did it with Robbie Loomis.
He ran with Roush at the time Roush was hot.
That's how Mark never won a championship. That's why I
don't give him that credit, because he had the equipment to do it, but he just did not get the job done. And I think that's mainly because Mark Martin at that time was probably the classiest driver and probably of all time. I would say Mark Martin had more class than just about any of these guys.
Yeah, it's almost kind of the same conversation as Rusty Wallace. People don't put Rusty in the top 10 or the top 5 or any of that, and I really think it's because Rusty was with Penske when Penske was... I mean, that 2-car could challenge for a win anywhere.
Yeah.
But Rusty just couldn't put it together.
Yep.
And I think that's kind of the same thing you're looking at with Brad Keselowski now, which is why I think he is going to end up leaving at the end of the season and going to Roush Fenway Keselowski Racing, because
there's a carrot dangling too.
That deuce, that blue deuce has so much history, and it still hasn't been lived up to. And I think if you put someone, God, I can't believe I'm about to say his name, but if you put Joey Logano in the 2, he's one of the people who, unfortunately, I think can actually run with the history of that car and go help you win championships. Because I hate Joey Logano. Can't stand him. Just because he's from Connecticut. We don't like people from Connecticut.
I was going to say, why don't you like him, Joey? Joey's actually really off the track.
I think he's a great person, but I just can't stand him because he's from Connecticut. But if you put Joey in that car, I don't have to like a guy. I never liked Kyle Busch until 2 or 3 years ago. But hell, that guy can drive, and I'll admit it, any day of the week.
Yep.
He might be the most talented person I've ever seen get into a race car. But his ego takes away from what he's done for the sport.
Hey, let's line these guys back up before we go back on another tangent.
Yeah. So,
because we got a little movers and shakers.
Yeah, this is going to be fun. Joseph Causey, obviously starting first here to start stage 2. It's going to be a 10-lap shootout, give or take a couple laps here. Joseph Converse, Christian Converse in second, Nicholas Weatherby in third, Brandon Massey, your mover and your shaker of the race, up to 4th from 12th on the grid. Patrick Gaspar, your big loser of the pit stops, back to 5th. Ryan Cleaver up to 6th, started 9th. Derek Schilling in 7th, he started 15th, so keep an eye on Derek Schilling. Ira Kohlhaas up to 8th, he started 10th. Charles Urick started 5th, he's in 9th. And Adam Wood, who started in 8th, has fallen back to 10th here to start stage 2. Cody McKinney started 11th, restarts 11th. Harvey Abrams started in 6th, is going to restart 12th here. Michael Flees has lost 6 positions, he restarts 13th. And Tom Schuett, Bob Carroll, both out of this race in 14th and 15th. So those are going to hurt them as we're going to come through the carousel and hand it off to the sounds and sights of these race cars as we crank it up here to begin stage number 2 at Sonoma. Lap number 18, Joseph Causey. Sorry, lap 17. Joseph Causey continues to lead.
You're
now
correct. It was 18.
Was it?
Yeah,
No,
it's
we're on
18
lap
laps.
18.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
18
sorry.
laps
As we
are
start,
completed.
is it? I don't even know what lap
There's
we're on.
17 or we complete 18 laps. We're in lap 18, yes.
Okay, so to complete lap 17, Joseph Causey leads. We have a battle heating up for second, though. Christian Converse, Nicholas Weatherby, Patrick Gaspar. That's heating up. That's a battle to watch, but Gaspar is not getting through them as quick as I thought he would.
Wow, look at that. Converse is off the track, and around goes Nicholas Weatherby and Patrick Gaspar. So Converse had a little trouble, and Weatherby's now going to have a battle with Gaspar right behind him. He's only 2 car lengths back behind him.
It's just going to get interesting. I'm really surprised that Gaspar hasn't moved through. The 2 cars in front of him are quicker. If he has something for Causey here in stage 2, he's going to have to get going before Causey gets out 6 or 7 seconds ahead.
Are you surprised that Nicholas Weatherby is running as well as he is right now?
I'm not, because Weatherby showed a lot of promise at Daytona. He showed a lot of promise at Coda. He showed a lot of promise in practice. I'm surprised he's in second, but I'm not surprised he's running well. I am surprised that he's gapping Patrick Gaspar, though.
Yeah, by about 4 car lengths right now.
That is what I am surprised of. But I'm not surprised that he's running this well. I'm very surprised that he ran that deep into the corner. We're going to be 3 wide on the exit.
Converse.
Holy, Converse took the right line through there. But now he's going to have to go to the outside through turn 11. Sorry, that's 12. But I see, now I'm pulling an NASCAR. Up the hill towards turn 1, now into turn 2. We'll see if Gaspar can make a move on Weatherby here this lap. But man, oh man, Nicholas Weatherby is actually pulling away from Patrick Gaspar.
He is. He's actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 car lengths over Gaspar. Gaspar's, I think Gaspar's a little shaken by the move that Converse made on him, and he may still have a little damage. I'm not really positive about that. He did have to pit for damage. I don't know how much effect that's having on the car or not.
He was stationary in his pit stall for 41 seconds. So whatever it was is pretty serious. I don't know where he got it. I don't know when he got it, so we can't go back and look. But we have unfortunate news.
What is that?
Ryan Cleaver, who was moving through the field, has crashed. Let's take a look, see what happened. Ryan was coming up towards, back down the hill towards turn 8, and thankfully he just spun it around. So he's all set, but he couldn't get it going for a second. He finally got it going. Yeah. Our boy Ryan Cleaver, unfortunately, did spin it around here. Has lost a few spots now back outside the top 10. So we'll keep an eye on him as we have a battle for second into the carousel. Gaspar to the inside along those rumble strips. He's going to slide it out there. Pinch Weatherby off, but Weatherby's going to get a heck of a run on the outside. He's going to have the preferred line.
Oh, he's going to push him out of the way.
We're going to go up the hill side by side. This isn't going to work, boys. You're going to be 3 wide here, going into 1 in a second. Oh, into the hard braking zone, up the hill, over the crest. They're 3 wide.
3 wide.
Weatherby's off the track. Weatherby's going to go around if he's not careful. Good save by Weatherby, but Converse is all over Gaspar.
I'm not so sure Converse can actually get around Gaspar without the help of Weatherby. Weatherby, I think, might have been holding him up just enough where Converse could actually get in reach of him. But I think now that Gaspar is now on his own, I'm not so sure that Converse can actually reel him in.
Yeah, you've set Patrick Gaspar free. And once you set Patrick Gaspar free, I think it's all over but the crying, unless you're Joseph Causey. But when we say that, Converse to the outside,
trying to make it work.
Oh!
He almost gets into him as they went into the turn. And
he's going to try the crossover. He won't make it this time. But man, oh man, Christian Converse went for a move that Daniel Ricciardo would be proud of.
The 15-year-old trying to show us up tonight.
Oh, he gets loose through one of the S's, and that's going to back him off about a second. Now it might be all over. Now Converse might get pulled away from. Gaspar has breathing room. He has enough where he can, take a deep breath and woosah really quick. And with being able to do that, that might be enough for Gaspar to pull away.
Yeah, Converse is way overdriving that car too, just trying to reel him in. But I think I'm watching some of the track stuff going on there. But Patrick Gaspar is setting sail upon the seas now as he's going to pull away from the rest of the field, except for Joseph Causey, who's already checked out by 6.5 seconds ahead of Patrick Gaspar. What a night.
I'm glad iRacing doesn't produce the races for NBC. Because some of the camera angles they come up with. I'm behind a berm. We have 5 laps here to go in stage number 2. And Randy Pepper, let's have one more quick debate about something. Road racing in NASCAR has been around popularly.
Since the 40s.
Since the 40s, popularly, it's been more popular, and we've gone to road races more so in the last 20 years. It's grown in popularity, where now the Cup guys actually try a lot harder when they go to these races than they did 20 years ago. 20 years ago,
you don't have ringers anymore.
Yeah, you don't have ringers because you don't make as much money unless because you can't win the championship like you used to be able to without racing every single race.
Here's something for you. Here, let's see if you know this. Who was probably the most famous road course ringer of all?
In my lifetime that I know of, he was the most famous, but he wasn't the most successful. I would say Boris Said.
Absolutely. Boris Said was
He was by far not the most successful. He would come into the Cup Series, and he would get spanked by guys like Tony Stewart and Juan Pablo and Kevin Harvick. But he was definitely the most famous that we've ever heard of that's come and driven one of these cars. But who is the best road course ringer, would you say, in the history that's driven one of these cars?
Well, I mean, Wally Dallenbeck, before he actually got a ride, was very, very good. Well, A.J. Allmendinger was very good.
Yeah, I would say A.J. I was gonna say, I haven't heard this name in a long time. Can't remember his name now. Sam Hornish.
Sam Hornish was very good, yeah.
Sam Hornish Jr. When he first got his start was as a Truck Series ringer, I think at the Glen, or maybe it was Canadian Tire. But he did really, really well before he got a Cup ride for Penske. twice, which I don't know why you signed him twice. He wasn't cut out for the Cup Series, but he really did shine on road courses. He was very good on those.
He was very, very good. Another guy too was very good too, and I will get to this right now. I actually work with this guy, and I cannot remember his name for some stupid reason. This has gone out of my mind. It will come to me. Ron Fellows.
Oh my goodness! How did I forget about Ron?
Yeah, Ron Fellows.
Wow.
It went out of my mind, and I went, wait a minute. I worked with this guy.
Wasn't he the inaugural Truck Series champion?
I believe so, yes.
That was way back in the day where these things looked like trucks. Man, oh man. That was when they was known as the Craftsman Truck Series, and they used to drive like look-alike trucks that looked like the Cup cars, where the 24 had DuPont on it. The number 3 was owned by Richard Childress, and it had the GM Goodwrench truck.
Yep.
Oh my, that was, the Napa truck was owned by, who was it owned by? Bobby Hamilton. Man, oh man, that was the heyday of the Truck Series. The talent in the trucks now is outstanding, but the racing that you got back then.
The first champion actually was Ron Hornaday.
Was it?
I think it was Ron Hornaday was the first champion. I think.
Did Fellows ever win one?
Yeah, he won races, definitely. I just don't remember him winning the championship. I think it was Ron Hornaday.
Was Ron Fellows involved in a really awful crash at Daytona?
I don't remember. I don't recall that.
I can't. There's something about him. I remember him. Didn't he drive the 24?
The truck.
Yeah.
That was actually. Yeah, he did some ringer races in that, but he was not the driver of it. The driver of it was a driver from St. Augustine, Florida, and that was. Golly, I'm gonna have to think about that for a second. But no, that was the driver that Jeff Gordon picked out, and he was actually he was a St. Augustine resident. He raced at St. Augustine Speedway.
But I remember those trucks. I have a couple die-casts of those trucks. Those things are so cool. Just to put like the DuPont truck and the DuPont car next to, just for some reason, it's a stupid idea, but it worked so well.
Mike Skinner's number 3 truck.
Oh yeah, Mike Skinner. Oh man, racing for RCR when they owned the 3, and it was the GM Goodwrench color. Oh, it brings back the good old days. But,
folks, if you just tuned in, we're just reminiscing about old NASCAR history, because right now Joseph Causey is a whole 6 seconds ahead of second place, and the field pretty much has separated itself. Nobody's racing anywhere near each other except for probably Cody McKinney and Derek Schilling.
Which we have them on the screen, and if they make a move, we'll comment on it. But at the moment, you just listen to us talk about things while we watch these guys race around this beautiful racetrack. Who is the best full-time Cup Series driver to race at, to be Cody McKinney off the track there? It's going to bring Derek Schilling on top of him. We'll continue this conversation in a second. There might be contact here in a second between Schilling and McKinney. They go up the hill, now down the hill into 5 to the left-hand corner. McKinney gets it all the way on the line, and Schilling runs it wide. McKinney's not going to get a good run on the exit, though. Here comes Schilling towards 6. Will he try to outbrake him? He's not going to be close enough.
No, I think he lost his chance there as McKinney is now pulled away by a couple of car lengths, and he'll keep that as he makes his way around that turn into the S's.
It's a good move by McKinney there. He realized he made a mistake, and he did the one thing that a lot of people don't do at road course when they make a mistake. He didn't slam the throttle back on.
He didn't panic.
That's the thing that people do, and it's that instant regret they get, because they know that's not what they're supposed to do. It's like driving on ice in the winter. You know you're not supposed to slam on your brakes when you start to slide, but what do you do instinctively? You slam on your brakes.
Yep, and then your car goes around.
When you're on the exit of the corner and you get on the dirt, instinctively you say, if I'm on grass, I throttle up and I'll get off the grass faster. But you're on gravel, loose gravel here at Sonoma. When you get on that, you don't want to slam the throttle. You actually want to hit the brakes a little bit, get that thing straightened up, and then you want to ease onto the throttle and you can drive away. Derek Schilling, did he just go
off
around?
The track again as well.
Yeah, Derek Schilling just went around. Adam Wood has crashed as well. We'll take a look and see what happened to Adam. I was coming through the S-curves down into the final corner here in the chicane. Adam, hard on the brakes, hard on the brakes, hard on the brakes. I can already see what's coming here. Adam Wood's going to go taste the tires. No, he won a nice little drift. Wow. Adam Wood doing his best impression of somebody not to be named.
The guy from Fast and Furious?
Yeah, sure. That'll get Carl Henderson laughing. I'll get everybody in the AOLL laughing because they know what I'm talking about.
Oh,
But
boy.
anyway, caution
There
is
we
out
go.
here. Stage
Yep.
2 is over. Joseph Causey will cross the line, wins stage number 2. Patrick Gaspar, Christian Converse, Nicholas Weatherby, Brandon Massey, Charles Yurick, Ira Kohlhaas, Cody McKinney, Derek Schilling, and Harvey Abrams will be your top 10 here in stage 2. 3 drivers out of the race: Michael Flees, Tom Shewitt, Bob Carroll, 13, 14, 15. Ryan Cleaver, Adam Wood in 11th and 12th. They are both in the lead lap, both off the pace though. So we'll see if they continue to try to get into the top 10 here in the final stage. We're going to step away though for only our second commercial break of the night here on the Ghost Fire Media Network.
Hi, I'm Randy from the Guitar Attic. Can we be serious for a second? Are you tired of being a loser? Can't do anything right? Feel like everyone's coming down on you all the time? Well, there's a way out. And I'm going to show you. Hey Mom, look what I learned. That's right. Pick up a guitar, learn how to play guitar. Automatically you're going to become a chick magnet. The ladies are going to love you. Your kids are going to think you're cool. So what you need to do is come down here to the Guitar Attic, 1672.5 Ridgewood Avenue in Daytona Beach, Florida, or go on guitarattic.com and buy yourself a guitar and automatically be the star of your neighborhood. That's guitarattic.com.
Back at Sonoma Raceway on the Ghost Fire Media Network. It's Randy Pepper alongside Nick Adams. Joseph Causey has pretty much dominated from the drop of the green flag. Won stage 1 and stage 2, with Patrick Gaspar coming in second both times. We'll go to stage 3 this time and see if the result is same as at 1 and 2.
Yeah, there was a point in stage 1 where there was a battle between Causey and Gaspar for maybe a lap, but that was so long ago that it feels like yesterday.
Yep. Feels like I'm still at Margaritaville.
Yeah, it's 5 o'clock somewhere, and like I said, guys, before the race, you're going to get one of two types of races at Sonoma. One where absolutely everything happens and it goes bat crap crazy. Or you're going to get one where everybody's cautious and careful. And I will never fault any driver ever for being cautious and careful. But be less cautious and careful.
Hate to say it, but I wish we were back at COTA.
There was a lot happening at COTA. And
Yeah.
there was also a lot of history for me to tell you about COTA. I could talk about Sanoma Raceway for probably 3 days if I really wanted to. But the thing about it is, like, COTA, I can bring up races from other series there that were fantastic. I like Sonoma. It's a good track. But I can't really think of any races at Sonoma or at Sears Point on that hand from NASCAR or kart or IndyCar or Formula One or IMSA or really anything that comes to mind and tells me it was a fantastic. I can think of one Porsche Cup race from 2017 where they used the extended version of this track, which incorporates the Cup Series and the IndyCar Series track layout into it. But it doesn't come to mind as like the best road course race I've ever run, and that's the thing about Sonoma, is I don't think anybody's ever going to say it's the best road course I've ever raced at.
No, I don't think so either.
It's a road course. that we race at every year. It brings road racing in, but there's a reason that the Rovals are becoming more popular. The fast-paced speed of a road oval racetrack is kind of where it's at, or street circuits. Like the Chicago Street Circuit that the NASCAR Pro Invitational Series will run at later this year. That I'm actually excited for. That's kind of like a prototype of what they want to do in the next gen car, which it will really depend. I mean, driving the next gen car, they obviously handle way better than these. So you might be able to get a better turning radius and actually go on a street circuit, but you'll never see these cars on a track like Monaco. It's going to have to be wide open street circuits. 4 or 5 lane highways. It's not going to, it can't be 2 or 3 lane roads.
No, it can't be.
So, as much as we'd all love to see NASCAR at Laguna Seca, which I think would be a much better place to go than Sonoma, I don't know if that would create any better racing either. I feel like the only thing that would create is a bunch of guys going over the hill too fast and flying over it.
Well,
there are a lot of road courses in Southern California that we can think about.
There are. No doubt about it. There are quite a few.
Southern California is probably America's home for road racing, if I really had to think about it.
Who was the first winner at this racetrack?
Sears Point?
Under Sonoma.
Under Sonoma or under Sears
Sonoma.
Point? Sonoma? Under the current configuration?
Yep.
I want to say it was Terry Labonte.
It was not.
Who was it?
It was the Rooster.
Uh,
You know who the Rooster was?
I do.
Who was that?
I think I know who the Rooster was, but I don't want to say it in case I'm wrong.
Ricky Rudd.
I thought it was Ricky Rudd, but I wasn't sure. I feel like I know Gordon. No, Gordon didn't win at Sears Point. I know Earnhardt.
Yes, no, not at Sears Point.
I know Martin and Earnhardt both won at Sears Point. I think I think Dale is the only driver to win at Sears Point and Sonoma. I might be wrong. But I know
Dale, he did
Dale,
win. He definitely won at Sonoma. There's no doubt about it.
I know he won at Sears Point though too.
Yeah.
So I think Earnhardt Sr. is the only person to ever win at both configurations of this racetrack. Which is pretty. Do we have a crash under caution?
Had something happen here. I'm not really sure why they're separated like they
What happened to Ryan Cleaver? Oh, let's look. Ryan Cleaver was coming up to the pack. Under high speed, locks the brakes up and says goodbye. It happens. Mistakes be made. So they make races on
We're
fences.
going green flag racing. As Joseph Causey is on the inside, Gaspar is on the outside. Green flag is out. And look at Converse gets a great start right behind him. He almost went out, yeah, but they've separated himself from the rest of the pack. Gaspar is by himself. So the top 3 are by themselves, and we got a great battle we had a great battle for 4th as Weatherby got around Massey for that 4th position.
The elbows came out right as the green flag dropped, though. Converse wasn't playing around.
No, he wasn't. He's trying to reel in his teammate there, that Tito teammate.
I don't think he has anything for Joseph Causey. I don't care what anybody says. I don't think there's any chance. I think Converse knows he has nothing for Causey as well.
But does he have anything for Patrick Gaspar?
That's what I'm thinking. I don't think he can hold off Gaspar for 30 laps, but holding him up here on the restart, Gaspar's going to dive to the inside, late braking move. Will they both make it through? They're going to give each other more than enough room. Will Converse go for a switchback on the exit through the S-curves? No, he will not. To the inside. He's there. He's still there. Don't come over. He's clear now. Man, oh man, that could have been like Kurt Busch and Jimmy Johnson a few years ago when the 22 went into the wall nose first off the front of the 48. That could have been big.
Could have been big, but it was not. And it's pretty much going to, I think it's going to separate the field once again. They're all going to be pretty much spread conga line all the way around the track.
Yes, they are. Single file again all the way around the track. We'll keep an eye on them.
Somebody smoked. I'm not really sure what
Ryan
happened.
Cleaver coming to the pits. He locked him up, getting down at his speed.
As Causey just pulls away from the field, he's already got a 1.6 lead over Patrick Gaspar, and then it's another second back to Converse, then a half a second back to Nicholas Weatherby, and another half back to Brandon Massey, who's running 5th at this time.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on the field. Randy, we have talked about best drivers, best configuration of this track. We haven't talked about what probably has been one of the more contentious disagreements of fans in the last year and a half or so. As Nicholas Weatherby goes off the track, hard on the brakes, he might hit the tire barrier. Keep it there, keep it. Man, oh man, Weatherby's going to lose a lot of time. He's going to jump right back in front of the 79 of Harvey Abrams. Harvey Abrams with a slide job. Woo!
He's trying. Harvey's down on, he's got alongside of him. They'll go down and they'll get hard on the brakes.
Oh, Weatherby.
And Harvey's way high in that turn.
Oh, they're going to come back together.
Oh,
Woo!
just tagged the front end of that 23 car as
Weatherby
he did
was
that.
having an all right race, but it went from good to bad real fast.
Yep. And I don't think he's.
Oh, there he goes
done.
again, almost. He wasn't. He was almost not done. He almost went to the outside wall there. That Walmart car almost looked like a crumpled up Toyota Camry. There's
Looked
got to
like
be
it
something
needed to
wrong
go
with
to
that
the
car.
tire and repair shop in Walmart.
There's got to be something wrong there because he is just sliding all over the track. He can't. I think he might have heated the tires up, and with heating them up, it's kind of hurt where he's been able to go.
Oh, he's trying to get her near it now.
He is so racy. I mean, right out to that wall. Millimeters. The wall where Dale Jr. burned 3/4 of his body. Speaking of that wall, there has been some serious collisions there over the years.
Watching Weatherby trying to get up to Harvey Abrams now, and Harvey's gonna have to use a dude wipe.
Oh man, Harvey
Harvey's
got
in
the late
in the dirt.
inside call. The
Yep. So
spotter.
now let's see if Weatherby can catch Adam Wood in that Miller first response racing car.
Oh, Harvey Abrams is around
Harvey's in
behind
the dirt.
him. Harvey up and around, and he's going to drive out of the dirt. Holy schmoly.
She's hot today.
And the track is a warm 102 degrees. So it doesn't help, but the tarmac is just boiling.
Harvey was kind of having a good day there for
Well,
a second.
Harvey has no hood on his car, so he hasn't had the best day already.
Well, I said that he's kind of at that point he was having a good. I didn't say the rest of the race, just at that little point there.
Yeah. So, one of the most contentious conversations. Charles Yerrick is around and in the wall.
I'm just waiting for Weatherby to catch Adam Wood. That's all I'm watching is that, and trying to watch Adam Wood try to catch up to Ira Kohlhaas. I don't think he can catch Ira, but I'm not so sure about Weatherby catching Adam Wood. I'm just waiting for it. That's my battle right now.
Well, Weatherby is
watching
3 seconds a lap faster than Adam Wood.
Yeah.
And here it comes up the hill.
Adam loses it and lets him go by.
I don't know if Adam did that on purpose or not, but we'll go with they did it on purpose. We're going to look at the battle for the lead, though. It's happening, Randy.
It's happening. It's
Patrick
not a baby, but it's
Gaspar
happening.
Is all over the back bumper. It's Joseph Causey again.
Lap 32 is when it's happening. Gaspar's all over the back end of that.
Man, is he fast into that
car.
corner?
He's trying.
He is fast into this section. He's gonna get a good run through the S's. He might have a go for him in the carousel if he can get good through the S's. He's all over the back bumper.
Causey's blocking every line there is.
Gaspar needs to be careful. He can't get too close into these S's because then Causey can play games with him. But he's got to have enough speed on the exit of the final S to go down to the carousel, and he won't have it. Causey played the game in the S curves, but Gaspar's going to play the game in the carousel. Enter wide, exit low. All the way to the wall. He's going to be there. He's gonna have to make the move
Causey
soon.
got loose.
Gaspar has to make this move before the tires are gone. He has to.
Yeah, he has to. And I think he knows that.
Up the hill.
Looks inside.
He's not
nothing
close
there.
enough to make that move yet, but he is getting there. Ever so slowly is he getting there. Closer and closer. Man, oh man. We haven't seen pressure on Causey at a road course like this all year. This is the time. Gaspar needs to make him make a mistake, but Gaspar cannot make the mistake himself. Up the hill to 5.
He has to wait. He's got to wait for, just let him run his line and let him run his tires out, and maybe he might be able to get that to work for him. Because he just lost it right there.
He heated up the back tires right there, and when you heat the back tires up, it's going to be the end of it. He's just going to have... Yep. The only thing he can hope for is he needs to keep him within a second or 2 or 3 for when they pit, because when these new tires come on, he can undercut him. He just needs to do it perfectly. We haven't seen pit stops yet tonight. We expect them to come with 15 to go. He needs to be careful, and he needs to be smart on when he pits, and he needs to take the advantage of Joseph Causey. He needs to have the guts tonight to pit before Causey. He needs to pick his
lap
strategy.
40, lap 45, we'll probably see some
we should see them with 15 to go. You can probably stretch it to 10 to go, but the question is if someone else pits, the delta you lose on pit road and on your exit lap is so immense that it could hurt you so much. That right there, up the hill is where Gaspar gains a ton, but down the hill into 5 is where he loses it all. So up the hill here into 3A, and then through 3B, and up over the hill into 4, that's where he gains a ton. But once they start going down the hill section into turn 5 and then the S's, you start losing a lot of time on Gaspar to Causey. Derek Schilling is around. We'll take a look at that in a second. Gaspar wide on the exit of 5, though.
They're pretty much evenly matched right now. I don't think anyone has an advantage.
Gaspar outbrakes Causey in almost every corner. But Causey, because he backs the corner up so far, Causey gets on the throttle so much earlier.
Yep.
So it's that cat and mouse game that you've seen so many times played out between road course guys who are good on road course. Through the S's, though, Causey makes a mistake. This is the time. Gaspar's going to be there going into the carousel. He's got to hold his line. This is the chance. This could be for the race.
It's like a snake waiting for a rat to make a wrong move.
He makes a mistake in the last part of the carousel. Or go in the last S going towards the carousel. It's going to hold him back another lap. Patrick Gaspar over the back bumper with Causey. Causey backed up to Gaspar, and let's see if he can do it again. Back up to him, then shoot away. Up the hill, Gaspar outbrakes him.
Looking.
Gaspar is so much better up into turn 1 than Pat and Joseph Causey. It's not even a question who's better up the hill.
And so it's happening down the hill.
That's where Gaspar's going to have to improve in the second half of the third stage. He's sat behind Causey now for the last 5 or 6 laps and seen where he's losing the time. Great race car drivers can drive a track fast. The best race car drivers can see where they're losing time to the guy in front of them, make adjustments, and go faster than the guy in front of them. Can Patrick Gaspar show that he's great here tonight, or just that he's good? That's the question. We know Causey's great. There's no question about that. But the question mark this season at the road course has been Patrick Gaspar. Is he good or is he great? And he needs to show that he's great in the second half so that we don't start questioning whether or not he can actually beat Causey at the road courses.
True. You know what would really just throw in a ringer in this whole thing is we just had Blake Gordon out here running like second or first.
Or third, because then we'd have a pileup going into the last corner.
Patrick would probably be the one turning him around. Oh, boy.
The animosity between those two is well documented. If you look at any of our comments after the race, whenever Blake comments, you'll see that the animosity between those two is well documented here in Ghostfire Media.
I think Patrick Gaspar's hoping we get a Blake caution.
Honestly, I think Patrick wishes that the uphill section of this track went another corner. He's so much faster than him into this section of the track. But it's when we start going through the S's, and I mean, we've said it so much, but it's the truth. It's where he's losing all of his time. He's there. He's within 0.3. He cannot make a mistake here. He's right all over the back bumper, millimeters between them. But he had to get off the throttle because he got too close into that corner. That's going to affect the rest of the lap.
He's hard in, and then he's slow off.
Look at how close he gains. Look at how close he gets into 6. But watch Causey. Causey's going to get on the throttle and drive away in the S-curves because Causey's so much smoother. And I hope Gaspar is sitting in the car going, okay, he's being smoother on the tires. He's being smoother on the car through this section of the track. I have to do that to be able to compete with him here in the last 30 laps.
It is Causey's race to lose. There's no doubt about it.
It's Causey's race to lose, but it's also Gaspar's race to go out there and take.
Yeah.
Gaspar has to just figure out where he's just a tiny, teensy bit slower and just make that small adjustment that takes you from good to great.
Oh.
He got loose. Way loose.
He might have. Did he tag that wall?
Up the hill. He might have up the hill. See, this is what saves Gaspar. Every mistake he makes, he can drive it up the hill into 1 and 2 way better than Joseph Causey. And then he comes up to 3A and 3B and he makes more time up. But then again, we come up the hill into 4 and he makes good time on 4. But it's down the hill into 5. He gets a good entrance into 5 on the top of the hill. But by the time we come out to the bottom of the hill, Causey's 2 or 3 miles an hour faster than him.
Time.
Causey is able to control the pace of the race and where he wants to go into the corner because Gaspar has to pass him. And Causey's doing a great job of controlling the pace to the pace that he wants. And Gaspar's going to put it in the inside! A big dive bomb into 6! Now into 7, they're side by side! Patrick Gaspar's going to get sideways on the exit of 7! But that's the type of move he's going to have to make. That's amazing. That was a good move. That was a good move.
And he set that up long before he figured out how to get down that one hill, and he was faster that time, but this time he's
That
off
was
the
a
field.
very, very good move. If you're Patrick Gaspar, can you make it on fuel from here? Because if you can, you dive in. They're not going to pit yet. We expect to see them in 3 laps. We expect 3 more laps. We'll keep an eye on it. But I expect to see them in 3 laps.
And it looks like the same as last time Gaspar got up to Causey. Got up there, made a great run, and then fell back. And that may be what's happening again.
Well, what just happened there was Causey survived that move to the inside. And now Gaspar has heated up rear tires, doesn't have the ability of the slipstream going down the long straightaway into the carousel. Now Gaspar just has to be faster.
Yep.
And
Causey
every
just
time
has-
Gaspar falls back, he has to use up more tire to catch Causey. And Causey knows it, so Causey uses it to his advantage. All right, he's going to use up more tire. I'm going to use up more tire. I'm going to try to stay ahead of him by a second and a half, just a wee bit longer this time, to make him use up more of his tires. So when he does pit, if he pits before me, I have saved enough and conserved enough where my in-lap can be almost as fast as his. But right now...
Causey, all Causey is saying is beat me if you can, survive if I let you.
There's a 4-second delta on the lap that these guys are going to get when they get new tires. Who pits first is who's going to win this race, I think. Will Gaspar dive in this time? He will not. He will stay out. So will Causey. So now the strategy becomes who blinks first.
I think it's going to be lap 40. 41 is going to be where they're going to stop.
I think if you stretch it, you can make it from here. I think. And I think it's worth, I think it's worth the risk if you're Patrick Gaspar. Cody McKinney's in 5th. Cody McKinney's in. Cody McKinney is Patrick Gaspar's teammate. This is a conversation they're going to have now. Do I pit? Is this the time? Do I come in now, get tires, be faster than Causey by 3-4 seconds? Come out, use that to my advantage, get that positive delta of 3.5 seconds on the lap, and pull ahead of Causey by a second and a half. And then I have to make Causey pass me.
That's to be seen, I guess, my friend.
I think the move of the race is going to be who pits first. Who blinks first is really the question tonight.
Gaspar's still right there. 1, 2, 3, 4 car lengths back behind the Causey car, stalking him as they make their way around the track here at Sonoma.
1.3 seconds through the S curves at Sonoma. Past the Supercut sign. We're going to look at Joseph Causey. Will Joseph Causey blink first? Here he comes through the S's. Joseph Causey is going to stay out. Patrick Gaspar is going to stay out. Another time around. Man, Randy.
I wonder if Patrick Gaspar is going to pit with Joseph Causey.
I don't think that's a good strategy.
I don't think so either. I think he does have to pit at least one lap sooner.
If you react to Causey, then you're giving Causey what he wants. Yes. Control. You cannot give Joseph Causey control. When you give him control, he takes that piece of control, stuffs it down your throat, and chokes you with it. He's done it at ovals. He's done it at all the road courses so far this season. There is nobody better right now than him.
He's had a couple hiccups along the way, but it really didn't matter. He still, comes back and he's won in every single type of racing we've had this season.
Yeah, this is the scary part. He's back in form.
Yeah, exactly.
He's not having any more, down weeks right now. He's back in form. It might be a little too early to be able to challenge for the championship. If he gets back in form now and he falls out in the chase, it's all over. But to be in form right now, if he can continue this form the rest of the season, by far the man to beat in the racetrack.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now this
we're going to have to watch them and see if they're going to pit this time or
they're
not.
Coming around this time. We're going to be coming to 15 to go. This is the time. If you're going to make it, if you're going to go now, you're going to pit now. Causey's going to stay out. Gaspar's going to stay out. Oh, man. I don't know about this strategy from either of them.
Yeah, I mean, I don't understand what they've got to lose. They can pit at any time.
With the ability to save all this time each time you pit, I don't know. I just think it's crazy. Christian Converse is in, the teammate of Joseph Causey. The only thing that I can think of is that there's some backseat workings together going with these teammates. So if Joseph Causey was to pit now, the Delta would put him out coming right behind Christian Converse. But now that Converse is pitting, Joseph Causey will have no traffic on the exit of the pits. So if you were looking for the cleanest possible exit lap, you now have it at your Joseph Causey. You now have it. Patrick Gaspar's gone around! Patrick Gaspar has thrown it away!
It's over, folks. Unless some kind of weird miracle happens.
Oh man,
It
Patrick
is over.
Gaspar has thrown it away. He got on the dirt, and that was the end of it. He went up the hill. That's a shame. Causey will pit this time, get 4 tires and fuel. The only thing that could save Patrick Gaspar is if Causey stays out this time. Causey would be making a very big mistake to stay out, because I think you give Gaspar what he wants. Fresh tires and a 4-second advantage.
Boy.
Causey is going to pit. Causey is in the pits. 4 tires and fuel. He's going to take advantage of the mistake. Causey in the wall almost, though. Oh, my goodness. What a change of events that would have been had he gone into the wall.
Almost, but no cigar.
Patrick Gaspar, is he going to pit? Patrick Gaspar will come in and get tires and fuel. Patrick Gaspar is sitting there kicking himself.
Mm-hmm. You know he is.
Oh, man. That is a crying shame. Well, anyway, Randy Pepper.
Do you remember the one time? I'm just kidding.
Best road course in the history of NASCAR. Doesn't have to be current. Just the best one in the history of the sport.
In my opinion,
Yeah.
I'm a fan of Watkins Glen, actually.
So you're a classic type of guy.
Yeah.
I would have to say the best road course that NASCAR has ever gone to currently. I would love to say Coda, but because of the rain, we didn't get the race that I think we can get there. Every time we've gone to the Roval, we have had so much fun.
Yeah, I have to agree. For some reason, I just cannot wrap that into the road course repertoire. Even though it's considered a road course, it's still, to me, I look at it as Charlotte, and it's, I'm just looking, a classic real road course. I mean, I can't even put Daytona in that, even though Daytona is one of the most iconic road courses in the
you're
world.
talking about a hand-built for road racing road course?
Road course, yeah, I'm thinking that.
The
I
best
wasn't even
one-
thinking that way.
The best one we've ever gone to, then? Sears Point. Old Sears Point.
Yeah, Old Sears Point was definitely very, very good.
Some of the best races we've ever seen in the old cars on Sears Point. I mean, they used to put on a show at Sears Point in those Luminas.
They did. Yeah, they did. I remember just watching those cars and the dust being kicked up from them just going all over the place.
Yeah, those were fun. Those were just unbelievably fun. So
watching old Tim Richmond run around there.
Oh man, Tim Richmond, he was something else. So
Yep.
with the success of the Charlotte Roval, right? I guess the question turns. The reason they did that is because obviously the fall race at Charlotte wasn't pulling in the seats that they wanted. I mean, you can call it whatever you want. The sport was in trouble. It's started to turn around now. We have new financial backers coming in, new leadership, new partnerships, a new
Structuring, everything.
yeah, a new idea of what NASCAR should be. And the sport has turned around a lot. Competition directors have changed. Everything has changed to be better. I guess the question is, you look at tracks like Vegas and Kentucky and New Hampshire, tracks that can't fill their seats but have infield road courses that have 2 dates. New Hampshire used to have 2 dates. Kentucky could be a track that has 2 dates. If it could fill the seats for one, you might be able to justify a second date.
Hey, talking about New Hampshire now, we have to, you're talking about this, and we do know that there is some workings going on about North Wilkesboro. We know that the track, New Hampshire took that second or that date from North. Oh, Adam Wood's going around again in the dirt. But we know that the North Wilkesboro had that last date taken from them and taken to New Hampshire.
Oh, but we are like 10 years out, at least, of North Wilkesboro being ready. I mean, yes,
Maybe
it's great.
Yeah.
It's great that the state of North Carolina is giving them $10 million. That's going to go a long way. But I've watched Dale Jr.'s Lost Tracks, and looking at North Wilkesboro, I mean, hell, it's going to probably cost upwards of $70 million to really fix that track.
But Bruton Smith's family, maybe trying to bring, they could definitely fill the stands there. There's no doubt about it.
So the question isn't, can they afford it? The question is it what NASCAR fans really want? You have to take the nostalgia out of it.
I'm not putting nostalgia in it at all. It was a great racetrack. It had great racing, and I think it would be great back on the schedule.
It's the same thing that I hear when people say The Rock. Yes, The Rock is doing a lot. They have a kart race there this year. That's going to be awesome for them. It's going to help them, grow again and maybe get a date back with one of the feeder series. Now, obviously, I don't think you'd go straight back to North Wilkesboro with the Cup cars. It'd be probably a 5-year plan. We're going to send the trucks there, see how that works out. Then we're going to send the Xfinity guys there on an off week for the Cup guys. Race them on a Sunday, like they have in the past. Oh, look at that. It worked out really well. All right, then you send the Cup guys there. But that North Wilkesboro track is going to have to go through like probably 3 or 4 races before they even think about bringing the Cup Series back there. Because the Cup package has to be adjusted for a track like that, because that's not like a cookie cutter like the rest of these are nowadays. You're going to have to custom build a package for North Wilkesboro. It's nothing else like it is on the calendar.
No, nothing at all.
There's no other track, I would say, in the U.S. that is NASCAR certified that is like that. That track in itself has a unique shape, unique banking. It's just a unique racetrack. And
it's an up and down track.
It's obviously the most historic track that NASCAR doesn't run on anymore. I don't know if there's room for it on the calendar, though.
Well,
what are you going to take? What are you going to take it away from? See, yes,
that second New Hampshire race.
New Hampshire only has one now, though. They lost their second. But I would always be a fan of taking New Hampshire off the calendar. But here's the problem with that, right? It's the only race in the Northeast.
True.
Yes, you have New York. You have Watkins Glen. That's not the Northeast. As much as people want to lump us in with them, it's not. There's plenty of other racetracks, though, in the Northeast that NASCAR could go to. I can think of 3 off the top of my head. Why don't you bring them to Thompson? Put them loose on the road course over there.
Do we need that many road courses?
I mean, no, you take one of the road courses out.
Oh, okay.
You take one of the road courses out, you replace it with Thompson. Hell, Thompson has an oval that's a hell of a racetrack. It'd be a lot better than New Hampshire. I mean, anything is better than New Hampshire. And it's not that I just hate the racetrack. It's just that New Hampshire, it's a product of what it was when it was built. And what it was when it was built was it was the only track of its type on the circuit. Technically, it's the only flat track left on the circuit, but Kentucky almost drives like it, just in a much bigger form. Richmond kind of drives like New Hampshire, in a much more ovaler form. New Hampshire's just a big version of Martinsville, and it doesn't work. Martinsville wouldn't work if it was a mile long.
No, it would not.
It wouldn't work if the corners were 4 car widths wide either. New Hampshire is a product of what it was supposed to be. It's a great wheel-in modified track. If you ever watch New Hampshire Motor Speedway modified races, those guys fling those cars around the track. but it's not. It's just not good for the Cup Series. It's just not. It wasn't good in 2000. It wasn't good in 05. It wasn't good when they resurfaced it. They added 2.5 degrees of banking. It did nothing. You can't fix it. The only way to fix it is to bulldoze it. Or you open it up and make it a road course. And if you're going to make New Hampshire a road course, why not go to a better road course in Thompson?
You know, I'm watching actually on the track. Let's
Adam Wood and Charles Yerrick?
Adam Wood, yes, exactly.
I just saw them starting the battle, so I threw them on the screen. We're watching them
Is
now.
that what's the timing between those two cars you see? Is Adam
8/10
actually
of a
gaining
second.
on him?
Adam is losing a 1/10 of a second on the last lap, but as we look throughout the race, throughout the lap, Adam is gaining in certain sections, but it's kind of like the battle for the lead we had earlier. He's just losing it in this, like, so Adam's better on the downhill section of the track than Charles Yerrick. So the section we're going in now, Adam's much better. But the uphill section, Charles Yerrick is much better. So it's the opposite effect between Harvey Abrams and Joseph Causey that we're watching right now. And as we say that, Adam Wood misses a shift and loses some time
All
in the
that.
S's. But Adam is better in this section of the track than Charles. But if Adam brings this thing home in 8th after what me and him talked about before the race, he'll take this as a victory. I'll tell you what, this will feel like a win for him.
Well, he finished on the lead lap. I guess
Yeah,
that's a victory.
That's it for him. That's a victory. He thought he didn't think he was anywhere near the top 10 tonight. He told me he's just, all you're gonna see is me in a cloud of smoke somewhere.
Well, there's still time for that.
But you asked what track you would take off the calendar if you were to add another road course. I don't know. I mean, Auto Club's losing its date for a year while they take it away and then bringing it back as a short track. I don't know. We could add another race.
No, that's not going to happen. That'll never happen. A few years ago, a couple years ago, they were actually talking about cutting the whole schedule back quite a few races. So we almost got to a point where we only had maybe 20 races until the cutoff. So we're going to lose 6 races right there.
Just take the second races away from tracks.
Pretty much.
I'm all for each race at a track being a spectacle. Now that's not me saying take the fall race away from Daytona. Or not the summer race away from Daytona. Or the fall race away from Talladega. It's also not me saying take the fall race away from Bristol or Martinsville. Because those tracks don't have problems filling the seats for both races.
No.
Martinsville reinvented itself by putting lights. You're not taking that track off the schedule ever for 2 races. Because now you get one in the day and one at night. You get the same thing at Bristol.
Daytona did that too a few years
Yeah.
ago. They put lights around the track, and now those lights are pretty much obsolete now.
They've reinvented themselves by putting lights around the track. But yeah, they do need to upgrade the lights around Daytona now. That was pretty evident in the road course race where it was dark as hell out there and they couldn't see anything.
Yeah.
That obviously needs to be adjusted, and it will be. NASCAR's not going to let the guys go back on that track and it possibly go nighttime again, and you can't see a damn thing. They just won't do it. It won't happen. They won't race on that track if they don't fix it. Adam has lost about a second and a half to Charles, so I don't think this battle is going to go anywhere. We'll keep an eye on it for you, folks. We're going to focus on Joseph Causey right now, who's coming up right behind Adam Wood, anyhow, to put him a lap down. But I don't know.
Maybe Adam will lose it in front of Joseph, and Joseph will.
Nah, he's letting them by right now, pulling off to the left. That's sportsmanship right there.
Yeah.
I don't know, hold on. We don't got a whole lot going on here. Let's see. Let me pull it up on my computer. 2021 NASCAR schedule.
Joseph Causey is your leader right now, as he has been since the drop of the green flag. No one has shown anything for Joseph Causey tonight. It's been all Causey, Causey, Causey. So that's what's been out here at Sanoma Raceway, and only a few laps remaining, about 6 laps remaining in the race tonight. So all he's got to do is just keep running his time, and we'll be speaking to him shortly here in the booth. Because I know everybody's just wants to hear another Joseph Causey laugh, because he always laughs when we talk to him. I'm watching him try to get around Harvey Abrams. That's the only thing we can even think that might happen. Maybe one of the other drivers that is lapping will lose it in front of him, maybe slow him down. Who knows? But looking to the outside, Harvey Abrams lets him go on by. So. Actually, was that Harvey Abrams? No, that was
I'm gonna make a lot of people angry with my next statement.
Uh-oh.
Atlanta and Texas. Get rid of both of their races.
Both of their races?
Get rid of them.
No races at all.
Just get rid of them.
No, it's not gonna happen.
They're obsolete tracks of the past, right? They're not what people want anymore, and they were custom built for what people wanted in the 90s. They're not what NASCAR needs anymore. Now, I'm not saying that we don't need mile-and-a-half racetracks, but there are much better mile-and-a-half racetracks out there than Texas and Atlanta. Maybe you won't take away both Atlanta races. Maybe leave the one in the chase, get rid of the one early in the season. Texas is the all-star race, so you can't really say get rid of Texas. Hell, I mean, they got rid of the Brickyard 400.
Yeah, if they got rid of Brickyard 400, I would not care one bit, because that's probably
they did. They got rid of the Brickyard 400, and they went to the road course. So I mean, nobody cried when they left the Brickyard 400 because the race was terrible.
Yeah.
You know which track I wouldn't be upset to see lose a date, and I'm really gonna upset people here when I say this. Darlington.
Ooh.
I wouldn't be upset with seeing it lose one of its dates. Now, you can't take the Southern 500 away. So you just get rid of a spring race.
With that.
I wouldn't be upset with losing Darlington. Not one of their races, at least. They're gonna have to make these tough decisions, though, if they want to bring back North Wilkesboro. If they want to bring back the Rock. You can't have them go to Darlington, South Carolina, Rockingham, South Carolina, and then go right down the street to another racetrack 3 weeks later. You just can't have it.
Well, here's the thing about that, though. The way NASCAR is trying to consolidate some stuff, they're trying to make it more cost-effective.
They are, but
drivers.
they don't want to take races away from parts of the country, because then you're alienating. It's such a hard game that they have to play now.
It is, definitely.
Because obviously, I don't know how you feel about Phoenix, but there's no reason in my mind that Phoenix needs 2 races.
That's one I will agree with you. I don't think they need 2 races. I think they have the championship.
I don't even think they need 1, to be quite honest. I hate that track, but it doesn't create great racing. There's a reason they made it the finale of the season, because that's the only way they could get people to want to go to it. I don't know. Obviously, here's one you take off the books, you replace with a better track. New Hampshire. Goodbye, gone. Not even upset.
I'll agree with that.
I'll go to New York to see a NASCAR race if I really want to. I'll go to Watkins Glen. I don't care. I do not care if New Hampshire's on the schedule, and I can promise you, from being a resident of this area and going up to that race almost yearly, nobody gives a damn if it's not there anymore.
Well, we do have 2 Pocono races, too.
But they're back-to-back. They're day after each other. I mean,
Why do we have to? We don't need that. There's no reason to have that. Just get rid of it.
It's an event. It's something special they can market themselves around. I don't get it. At least it's not on a Wednesday.
Yeah, but when that second day doesn't sell out,
The first
Then you
day
need to get rid
doesn't
of it.
sell out.
either one.
Neither of them sell out. It's Pocono. No one goes to the Poconos to watch NASCAR. They go to the Poconos to ski.
Yeah, exactly. Or to one of those
Yeah,
weird resorts.
yeah. You don't go to the Poconos to watch NASCAR. It's a fantastic weekend for the drivers. Well, it was before they raced back-to-back days. But now, there's no reason for it. You could get rid of Pocono. I wouldn't be upset. Replace it with a better track. There you go.
I
Boom.
wouldn't even care if Pocono.
There's
Pocono
two
is
races
one of my
right there. So
tracks.
we just found 3 races that they can replace with the Rock, North
New
Wilkesboro,
Yeah.
and Thompson.
Yep. Okay. You want?
New Hampshire, and
Get
both
rid of it.
Pocono races gone. There's 3 races.
Yeah.
And then you take... Hell, I mean... Does anyone like Dover?
Dover's a good race. I like that race actually.
Is it?
But they've been, yeah. But they actually, truth be told, that's one track that have been talking about going away.
I don't know if I'm going to make anybody angry here. How about Michigan?
Michigan's
Anybody
a
going to miss Michigan?
I
If
like
you
this
took
track.
Michigan away, besides Dale Jr., who's going to miss Michigan?
Roger Penske.
Okay, well, then we're not going to lose Michigan because the...
It's not gonna happen, dude.
Randy, we're going to go back and look at something here. Adam Wood has moved to 7th, and that's because Charles Urick
Got off the track.
spun out.
Yeah.
Through
Do
the
you realize
SM
there's a 27-second lead right now?
I do. Why do you think we're talking about redoing the schedule?
Because Joseph Causey just running away from this thing, just like he looks like a Sunday driver out there.
Okay,
I mean, he's
Randy,
old enough to be a Sunday driver, I think.
On the back of what somebody said on YouTube, someone said that people in the Midwest love Michigan. Hold on. Let's see better NASCAR tracks in the Midwest.
Well,
We could go to Iowa? I mean,
Iowa's been trying to get a cup date for years, and now they've even lost their Xfinity number. So I don't know if that will ever happen, even though it's a great track.
NASCAR is into building new tracks for the sport. So why
They
not
were.
build some new tracks?
They tried to do that in New York on Long Island, but that didn't work out. I don't know if you're going to see a new NASCAR track being built.
Why don't you
anytime
build a
soon.
new track in Columbus?
Ohio?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah. It's a market they're not in.
What's Indianapolis?
A crap race.
It's in their market.
It's a crap race. It doesn't. It's they shut off section of the grandstands. We're coming to the white flag, folks. They shut off sections of the grandstands because they couldn't sell out the track.
White flag is out one more time around the track for Joseph Causey.
So he goes up the hill into 1 and 2. We'll keep an eye on Mr. Causey. We're going to look at this battle between Adam Wood and Cody McKinney that is quickly heating up. Oh, Adam on the brakes hard! He locked him up to the inside!
Trying.
Cody McKinney, what?
He's trying to hold that line away from McKinney. McKinney's all over the back of him.
Oh.
But Adam Wood does get around him.
He does. But Randy, somebody in the comments just agreed. Indy is terrible.
Indy is terrible. I agree.
The
Man,
Indy
McKinney
500
is-
is a historic race, but it's historically terrible.
Absolutely. Can Adam Wood hold off McKinney for that spot? That's
We'll see. This is the section of the track Adam's better than most people in.
and McKinney's right there on the back.
Cody drove it off in there.
Don't drill him.
Oh, Cody's in the
he's on
dirt.
That's it.
Oh,
Adam-
my goodness.
Adam's pretty much got that spot.
No,
I think now.
I don't think so. Cody's coming
No.
back.
Oh, but he's
Oh,
he's
boy.
overdriving it.
Oh, boy. Adam Wood's underdriving it. Hard on the brakes.
Adam just wants to survive. Oh,
Oh,
Cody's
Adam
looking
missed the
low.
corner. He's going to take him out.
another-
And he
another
takes him
right there.
out. Oh,
Another
my
right there.
goodness. And he takes him out.
it's not
Oh.
over yet. They're back on the gas. Let's see if Adam can catch him and try to get back around him again. He's still
Oh.
got time. He's on the gas.
Oh, my. He took him
Oh.
out. Charles Yerrick's going to get 6th. Adam Wood went from 6th to 8th in a corner.
He's
Oh,
not
man.
done yet.
Adam Wood
He's-
should Tony Stewart him off into the carousel.
He's right there. Let's see if he does.
Oh, man. Down the long straightaway into the carousel. Oh, Adam!
Oh, he's that's it. He's squirrely all over the place.
Oh, like a Cody draw. Oh, Adam's going to spin.
Oh, Adam's
Adam with a
drifting
great
there.
save! Oh, he took him out! He took him out! They're going hard! Cody's driving into him! Adam's backwards! Oh my goodness! And Adam Wood took Cody McKinney out at the line! Oh, but Joseph Causey wins the race, but Adam Wood and Cody McKinney win the most amazing battle award!
Oh boy.
Oh my, he took him out!
Oh, he's took him out.
Oh, and he took him out again!
He's in the dirt. They're both in the dirt. Oh, Pandemonium's broken loose, folks.
It's
The
a
gloves are
Pier
off
6
now.
brawl here in turn 1. Oh, there's your winner, Joseph Causey, who's on a Sunday drive compared to everybody else.
McKinney's down the hill.
Oh.
He's coming out. He's out of the car. He's trying to pull Adam Wood out of the car. He's trying. He's 2/5 inside. He's slamming the inside of Adam Wood's car. Adam Wood trying to get away, but the car is just blowing up. And Adam Wood is trying to fight back, but McKinney hits him 5 or 6. NASCAR's pulled him apart now.
Oh, Joey McKinney's involved. Joey McKinney's got a fire extinguisher.
The chain link fence is involved now. Oh, they pulled the fence.
They got the
wrapped it around.
thumbtack. Where did Charles Yerrick
Oh.
get the thumbtacks?
Oh, they've wrapped Adam Wood in barbed wire now, and they're bashing his head down on the dirt.
Oh. Randy, did you see that? They said get the tables.
Oh, no.
Well, Adam Wood's going to go for a ride.
Oh,
Oh, and through the table. Oh, my goodness. Folks, we're not showing you this. We are not showing you this because this is just too
3D
graphic.
right through the table.
Oh, my goodness. A 3D by Cody and Joey McKinney to Adam Wood. Oh, my God. Adam Wood is a bloody mess in the corner. Oh, my God. He's bleeding like a stuffed pig.
Oh, this is horrible.
Oh, my
This is
God.
horrible.
We
Poor
can't
Adam
show
Wood.
this to you. This is too
Oh,
graphic
you guys
for
are missing
Facebook. Oh,
This is
my
terrible.
goodness. We cannot show it to you.
I haven't seen anything this bad since Britt Baker.
Oh, my God. It's like Ric Flair. His hair is all red. Oh, my God.
Crimson mask.
Oh, my God. He's bleeding like a stuffed pig.
Hey, let's go talk to our winner, Joseph Causey.
Yeah. Well, now medical attention will be given to Adam Wood.
Yeah.
Adam Wood will be fine, everybody. He'll be back
He'll be
by
fine.
Friday.
He'll be
Let's go ahead and pull up Joseph Causey into the booth here. Oh, boy. Well, where is he? All right. Joseph Causey, you got Nick Adams and Randy Pepper. We just finished calling the Pier 6 brawl down in turn 1. Congratulations.
You'll have to watch back the replay of this and,
Oh my
and
God,
see what
yes.
we're talking about. It was horrible.
It was awful. We can't show it to you because of, streaming requirements, but we
Yeah.
explained it to you.
You're right. Yeah.
Okay,
Randy
I-
Pepper saw it.
I was gonna go back and watch anyway.
My God. Oh, just one quick. Adam Wood has been stretchered off. We are
They're
getting.
taking him to a nearby
Yes.
hospital.
We will give you an update before the end of the broadcast tonight, folks. Hopefully, They're taking him to a nearby medical facility, and we will see what the
McKinney's
prognosis
been
is.
fighting the whole way back to the hauler.
Oh Lord.
They've been saying Attica, Attica the whole way back.
Joseph, 55 laps of pure domination. Because of you, me and Randy Pepper single-handedly...
Stay part of this.
me and Randy Pepper single-handedly rebuilt the NASCAR schedule tonight. We fixed NASCAR. Hopefully Steve listens to this and just redoes the schedule like we told him to. But, I mean, hell, how was that out there?
It was slick, man. Freaking, and you seen Patrick was giving me a run for my money for a longest, man. Like, hats off to him because I think he was a little bit better in places that I wasn't a lot of times. I think more I could get better on the throttle out of places, but man, freaking, he had me going for a while.
For a little while, not as long as you think. It may have seemed like a lifetime to you, but really, it wasn't that long. And if you hadn't made that mistake, it might have been a lot longer. But you just dominated.
It felt like forever. He was right there with me.
It was like 3 laps.
Shoot,
Three
it
laps.
feel like 3 laps. I've seen him in the mirror the whole time.
Well, I guess if you count that by the 12 NASCAR turns, it probably did seem like an eternity. So, once again, you are in victory lane. You have won on every single type of racing service that we've raced on tonight.
You've won 10 races, too.
10 races?
Yeah, double digits, man. Freaking, I don't know where to put all them stickers on the car. They're gonna be going all the way down.
Just
to
put
the
a big
bumper.
10X next to it.
10X.
As long as you're not like -1, you know, that would be the bad thing. You're 10X. So,
Heck yeah.
oh boy, Joseph, I get tired of talking to you. Will you stop winning? Will you just sit out a few races?
No, I can't.
Why?
Cause I got nothing else to do. I'm disabled. What else I gotta do? Stay at home all day.
And you know, that's what I said. I said Joseph Causey is making this like a Sunday drive. It probably looks like his normal Sunday drive because he's so old.
I'm not even that old.
Wow.
That's the problem with it. I'm only 32.
But you sound like you're 59.
I'm not.
Just kidding you.
Son of a... Wow. I don't want to ask Randy Pepper how
sound
old I
almost-
sound.
Wait a minute. You almost sound as old as Nick sounds.
I don't know how old Nick sounds.
Or Nick, have you ever seen Nick? You've seen Nick, right?
Yeah, I think a couple times, yeah.
Yeah, and, hey, look at Nick. You know, he's probably 48, 49 years old.
I am 24.
That's not what Carl said.
Damn.
Yeah,
I turned-
Carl can... Yeah.
I turned
he's lucky I'm on a
33 this
broadcast,
year.
not a podcast.
All right, 33.
I
All
turned 33 on the 12th, so.
All right.
My
We'll give
wife
you-
is 21 forever, so if that helps. She
Well,
turns
she is.
21 in a few days, yeah.
Yeah.
For the 6th time.
So, Joseph, you pretty much, I mean, we can't really, I mean, you just dominated, dude. I mean, that's all we can say. You dominated. Next week, are you going to dominate again?
Where are we at?
I'm trying to think where we're at. Texas?
Hold on, I should know this. I'm sorry. I redid the schedule. I wasn't paying attention. No, we're doing our All-Star race next week here on June.
Oh, it's All-Star race.
Nashville Fairgrounds with these cars.
Oh, that's
And then the week after that, we go to the worst track ever created by iRacing.
What is it?
Yep.
Wow.
Their remake of Coca-Cola Super Speedway. The worst thing I've ever seen. You think
It won't be once we get to the new cars.
You think that, Super Speedway is normally a sleeping arrangement? No. It's going to be a sleep fest when you go to freaking iRacing. That's just going to be...
Almost like what we saw tonight.
No, there'll be more action here tonight than there will be at iRacing Super Speedway.
I doubt it. I doubt it.
All right, well, Mr. Causey, congratulations
Causey.
on your 10th win. We're gonna go pull. Oh, all right, hold on. Patrick Gaspar ran away.
Oh, he ran away. Figures.
You know what? We're gonna pull Adam Wood in here. Ask him how he feels. See if he's back from the hospital. All right, Joseph. You have a fantastic week. We'll talk to you next week. Good luck.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Good job, man. Good job.
Thank you.
All right, Adam Wood. You have Nick Adams and Randy Pepper up in the booth. Are you released from the hospital yet?
Bro, that was intense. He destroyed me. I don't know what he.
Man, how did it feel going through the table?
Oh man,
the 3D.
he came after me after the race, and I was like, "What is he doing?" He punted me, so I punted him. So why is he mad at me? And yeah, he threw me through the table. Like, was it
the 3D through the table? You had some barbed wire wrapped around your head. You were, I mean, when they took you to the hospital, you were a bloody mess.
I felt like I was pre-gaming at was it the Buffalo Rams or Buffalo Bills
I feel like it was
pre-game?
just any Raiders game.
Man, dude, he was so angry after the race. I don't know what's wrong. He hit me.
I mean, did you see Joey come in with the chair?
Joey is like, I'm not gonna be the admin, but screw it, I'm coming from the stands.
Hey, I mean, you know, sometimes things happen. How did you feel though? Before you got hit in the face with a steel chair out there tonight?
You got hit twice. The fists were coming through the car. He got at least twice.
He Clint
That's all
Boyered
the
you.
fists
You
come
were
through.
stuck in the car. You were Ryan Newman. He came over. He was Clint Boyer in your face.
I told him I was about to Brian Vickers him into the turn 11 there and be Tony Stewart, just drive it deep. But I spun it right there coming out of the S's, and I couldn't get the traction I needed to hit him right there coming through turn 11. So I had to. He drove a little bit deeper in turn 11, and I could hit him when I came out of turn 11.
Yeah,
so
so Kevin
I
Harvick
tagged
did.
his bumper.
Yeah, you
So
Kevin Harvick.
that was
Yeah.
on purpose. So you did do that on purpose.
Oh, I did the second one. Yeah, he spun me. I came back after, but we were having fun. He slowed down just to race with me. I think he dropped back like 15, 20 seconds, and it was a blast. I really didn't lose a spot. Charles was not the victim, but he was the gainer of the spots. He needs the points. Me and Charles worked together all night. We weren't pushing each other. It was awesome. We were just trying to make sure that we got through stage 3 without any hiccups. We had a good lead over Derek that was behind us, so we just kind of cruised. We made it look easy,
Yeah,
but really slow.
It took 54 laps and 11 corners for us to have something interesting to happen. But then after the 55th lap was over, and you went through turn 1, all of a sudden it turned into a Pier 6 brawl. It was a WWE broadcast out here.
It's ECW, totally.
Actually, you know what? It must have been, because it was really
It was
extreme.
ECW. It
I mean,
definitely was extreme.
I'm looking over at the grass right now, and it's still all red.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
bad.
Red wine out there.
Stone
It is
Cold
true.
Steve Austin didn't stomp a mud hole that bad.
No, I got my ass kicked. It was horrible. But hey, I retaliated. I still lost a
did
spot, but I got him.
Yep.
I didn't get my spot back, but I did hit him. He said he wasn't expecting it.
Did you guys realize you were doing synchronized spins?
Oh, dude, it was hilarious. I was like, come on, get traction before he does, and then he got better traction.
Yeah.
Well,
All right,
next
Adam,
week, next week, Adam, you guys are at Nashville for the All-Star race. What do you expect out of that?
Chaos, small track, lower bankings, kind of a one groove, low to middle line. It's going to take a lot of finessing for everybody to work together. We haven't been on that small of a track in a while, and the last one we kind of wasn't that small, but it was closer to the same, which is Martinsville. Wasn't a really great race for us, so
No, it
not
wasn't.
too much high hopes.
He took 32 inches, and we wrecked half the field.
Yeah.
Hey,
So-
Adam, why I have you sitting here, I just want to let you know that I will not be on the air with you on Thursday night. I am playing at Traders Beach Club Thursday night, so I will not be there. So
Well, I won't be with you then forever. I'm going to go on vacation here in a couple weeks, or next week. I'm leaving out next week after this race, and be gone to North Carolina for a little bit.
Oh,
Will
this
you
I'll
be
just have
here
me-
for the
me and,
Pocono race?
Oh, tomorrow night?
No, next week. 2 weeks, I'm sorry. In 3 weeks. June 27th.
No, I might. Depends on what's their travel arrangements coming back, driving across the country.
Okay, will you be here for the Road America race on the 29th?
Yeah, I'll be definitely back by then. I gotta be back to work on the 24th or 25th. So I'm gonna miss either one or two races here. The iRacing Super Speedway. That's the one I'm really pissed off at missing. The other one not so much. And wish we could swap iRacing Super Speedway for this week's Sonoma and then put that one there so I wouldn't have to race
See,
Sonoma.
somebody does like iRacing Super Speedway.
I love plate racing. So and then iRacing Super Speedway is different than your Daytona and Talladega. The outside lane can work. You can get 3 to 4 wide coming off the corner. It throws an odd curveball in there compared to Talladega or Daytona.
I think it's
so.
Gonna be
I don't.
fest.
No, I think it's going to be a lot better than what we saw at Talladega. Talladega kind of was a sleep fest. I won it, but it was still a sleep fest. It still takes strategy. I mean, you still have to be able to do it, and you got to be able to work with teammates and other people, and hopefully nobody hangs you out to dry. But I think iRacing Super Speedway with the higher banking up top will allow people to have the outside lane to work. We shall see, though. I'll be here watching the broadcast when it happens.
All right. Well, let's let you go, and let's let Nick go, and let me go. It's been a fun night. Once again, Joseph Causey was our winner. Domination personified over Patrick Gapper. Huh? What was that?
Yeah. Patrick wanted me to hold him up or do something to him there whenever he was lapping me, and I was like, man, I couldn't hold him up for 24 seconds.
Funny. That's funny. Well, Gasper came in second. Chris Converse was third. Brandon Massey was fourth. Ira Colehouse came home fifth. Charles Yerk came home sixth. Cody McKinney was seventh. Adam Wood, who we're talking to, was eighth. Ninth was
eighth. Finished eighth.
You finished eighth. Whatever.
No, I'm
Derek Schilling was ninth. Harvey Abrams came home 10th. Nicholas Weatherby, who was running good early on, ended up 11th.
In his own words, ran out of talent.
Well, I guess so. Ryan Cliver was 12th. Michael Fleece made his debut in 13th. Tom Schuett was 14th, and rounding out the top 15 drivers that took the green flag tonight, Bob Carroll finished 15th.
Oh, Randy, I figured out what happened to Michael Fleece tonight.
What was that?
He missed his treatment. He had to go get it in the middle of the race. But that was funny.
Yeah, I'll be here all through Thursday.
That was funny. All right, anyhow, with that being said, my dad jokes are over with. I've been Nick Adams. That's been Mr. Randy Pepper. And that guy in the booth with us is Adam Wood. You don't have to look at him. I know he's a bloody mess with the stitches.
Bloody mess.
He should be all healed by Thursday.
Yeah.
It's been great having everybody come out here to this beautiful racetrack here in sunny Southern California.
And don't forget, tomorrow night racing on the AOLL will be at Pocono, I believe, tomorrow night for the truck series.
I won't be.
And that will be on the Ghostfire Media Network tomorrow night, starting around 7 o'clock. Green flag goes at 8 o'clock. And then Thursday night, TNT Division with Adam Wood and Larry Patrick. And then on Sunday night, it's Ghostfire Media will be doing the Cup Series for the AOLL. So, and that happens at 8 o'clock on Sunday night. And that's with our good buddies up there, Hot Carl and Josh Laston.
Here, that's your homework, folks. Go on Google, open an incognito tab.
No. Do not do that. Do not do that.
And
please,
type in, what is a hot Carl? You'll thank me forever. You'll never be able to unsee
you will
it.
not. Oh, God. And don't forget about the podcast on Friday night. The podcast, the Ghostfire Media podcast, starting at 8 o'clock and going till about 10 o'clock or so. So, where all the Ghostfire Media guys will be on the air. I don't know if I will be on the air or not, but we'll see. So, anyways, from Sonoma Raceway, just want to say thank you for watching another great night of racing with myself and Nick Adams and Adam Wood. So long from the Sunshine State. See you next time.